Do you want to beat Liberty Falls in under 30 minutes for the Dark Ops challenge, but feel like your gameplay is like this? Well, lucky for you, I'm here to help, and this will be a quick guide on how to get the Liberated Dark Ops calling card for beating the Liberty Falls Easter egg in under 30 minutes. This will be done on solo without any gobblegums, and obviously, if you want, you can bring some friends or some extra gobblegums such as Wonderbar or Perkaholic to make this 10 times easier. But this video will be without all of that to make it as simple as possible so that everyone can do it. I'll also explain how to do this without the duplication glitch, as I don't know if Treyarch intend to patch this glitch out, but we'll get into that later. Before we do this, we're going to want to make sure we have a few things unlocked. For your augments, make sure that you have hardened plates and probiotic unlocked for Juggernog, and for the sake of speed, make sure you have tribiologist unlocked for PhD Flopper, as this is going to be the best way of getting around the map quickly. If you don't have these, don't worry too much, but these will be very helpful. Secondly, and most importantly, make sure you have the GS45 pistol leveled up to the max level so that you can unlock the Akimbo attachment. When Pack-a-Punch, these turn into the classic Mustang and Sally, and are probably the best weapon in the game at the moment. Make sure you do this in order to set your zombie build in game, so that when you buy them off the wall, they will have your attachments. And finally, for your loadout, make sure you're using decoys and ether shroud, as these will massively help when you're doing the water valve step. Your starting gun doesn't really matter too much, but I'd recommend using an assault rifle for its range, and also make sure you're using a suppressor for the extra salvage drops. It's very important you grab as much salvage as you can throughout the run. You'll be buying the GS45 pistol off the wall at the start of the run. The final thing that we need to know for this run is how to do the Etherella Easter egg, which involves you sucking up multiple figures around the map. We'll be using this in the boss fight to help us melt the bosses quickly. As we go through this run, we'll be picking them up in a certain order, so just keep watching and you'll know what you're doing. Now that we're in game, you could play one of two ways, with or without the Rampage Inducer. This video is going to be without the Rampage Inducer, but the route is the same with it on. It's just going to make it a lot harder. Playing with the Rampage Inducer is, however, a lot faster. It's completely up to you if you want to use it or not. Firstly, work on ending the round as quickly as possible and jump down to the right and buy the GS45 pistols off the wall. Now, do this jump up here and kill all the zombies from the jet gun room and end round 2. After you've ended round 2, we'll open this door and head into the bowling alley, where we'll play up to round 8 in the bowling alley. Here we'll have fast spawns and we can gather points quickly during the run. After you've ended round 7, run up towards church, buy PhD Flopper, activate the Easter egg by pressing the machine, and Pack-a-Punch your GS45 pistols for the Mustang and Sally. Play the next round in the graveyard and make sure you kill the groundskeeper for the key for the jet gun part. Don't leave until you have this. After you've ended the round, grab the jet gun part from the shed, build a mangler cannon from the buildable bench, grab the water valve from the flower shop like so, and head down to the radio store where you'll grab the wires for the jet gun. If you're using Rampage Inducer, now would be a good time to turn it off, as doing the water valve step with it on is extremely hard. Once you get into the bowling alley, what we're going to do is a glitch that allows us to use our weapon during the valve step. This will make it a lot easier. This is also another thing that Treyarch might patch out, so keep that in mind. Now, what we're going to want to make sure is that we have one shot left in our mangler cannon. You want to place the valve, but do not turn it yet. Then get your final mangler cannon shot and shoot it. Immediately and as soon as possible, hold F to interact with the valve and start turning it. You can now swap weapons and you should be able to shoot your weapons, use your armor plates, and protect yourself while turning the water valve. And once this is done, go ahead and build the jet gun. We'll now be getting multiple things with this, including the LTG parts and some Etherella figures, ready for the boss fight. Drop down with the jet gun and suck this figure up right here, then go to the comic shop. Grab the LTG part from the ceiling and the figure next to the exit of the store here. Next, jump up onto this roof, and by standing in this spot, suck up the LTG part through the roof, and also this Etherella part on the window here. Run into church and grab the final LTG part and take this zipline down to the bank roof to build it. After you've built it, take the zipline back up to the church and place down the LTG. Before the LTG lockdown ends, go and pre-grab the ether canister from the church and bring the HVT mini-boss down to the trap. Place down your ether canister inside of the trap and use your Mustang and Sally to kill the boss in the trap. Fill the canister and bring it back up to the church. This next section is for duplicating the canister. Skip to this time for the intended full Easter egg way. If you intend to duplicate the ether canister, then place and drop the canister at the same time to drop a duplicated one on the floor. It's important you do not place the second one inside yet. Pick up the LTG from the church cloud and make your way down to spawn. Take this route with the zipline, drop down and grab the Aetherella figure here. Start the second LTG lockdown and make sure it fails. This is very important. Grab the remaining Aetherella figures from the comic store like so, and the one from the bowling alley, and make your way to church, buying Juggernog on your way. Pull the final figure inside of the church, but do not pick it up. You can now place a duplicated canister in and start the boss fight. If you intend on doing this method and you do not place a second LTG and fail it, you will soft lock the boss fight and will not get the cutscene at the end. Now for the intended method. Slightly slower, but more than quick enough to do this in under 30 minutes. After you have placed a canister in the church, grab a Strauss counter and grab the LTG from the graveyard. Change this projector to the right color on the left. If the counter is green, change it to red. If the counter is yellow, change it to yellow. And if the counter is red, change it to green. This is the same with every projector. Run back up towards church and drop onto the grass and do the second projector, grabbing the Aetherella figure from the bowling alley too. I would recommend buying Juggernog here. Take the zipline up onto the bank and drop down. Turn on the final projector and grab this Aetherella figure from the roof, like so. Start the second LTG lockdown to spawn the final HVT. Whilst it's going on, you may be able to grab the final 3 figures from the comic book store. However, if you want to be safe, you can always do this after. Using the canister you spawned in with the projectors in the spawn room, bring the HVT to the spawn trap and kill it in the trap with the canister on the floor next to it, just like the first HVT. On your way back up to church, grab the 3 Aetherella figures from the comic store if you haven't already, and suck the final figure from the church inside of the church, but do not pick it up yet. We're going to use this for the boss fight's final phases, so that we can melt the boss quickly. Place the final canister, upgrade your pistols to blue rarity if you haven't already, and start the boss fight. The boss comes in 3 phases. First phase involves manglers, second phase involves a HVT mangler, and the final phase is an abomination. The boss is rather simple and doesn't need too much explanation. For the first phase, use your Mustang and Sally to kill the manglers quickly, and then in the second phase, when you see the HVT mangler spawn, suck up the final Aetherella figure you brought inside of the church, and focus killing the mangler as fast as possible. Do the same in the third phase until your Aetherella runs out, and then spam the abomination with your Mustang and Sally until it dies. Aether Shroud is going to be very useful here to allow you to shoot freely on him. Also, don't be afraid to buy ammo if you get low with the ammo box in the boss fight. It should be dirt cheap. Finally, keep an eye on your points, because if you get above 15,000 points, it's definitely worth pack-a-punching again. Once the abomination is dead, you should have completed the Easter egg in under 30 minutes, and have a cool new calling card to your name. If this helped, then leave a like on the video and subscribe for more like this. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.